wanted to come up with like a really clickbaity, racy title for this one. I don't know if that'll happen. Social media, man, is just tiring me out. And I feel like I'm generally someone who looks on it with a pretty optimistic view. But lately, I'm just definitely buying into the whole, like, you know, if like you see people online like arguing with each other and maybe they like say some really mean comment on a post that they don't agree with or clearly don't like. And then somebody else will be like, then why are you following this person? It's not funny. The other day, I get like moderately annoying seasonal allergies. I don't think they're soul crushing, but they're annoying. I don't like them. It'd be cool if they paved the whole planet like Coruscant. It's a Star Wars reference for those of you who have too much of a social life and self-dignity. But I don't actually believe that. I love nature immensely. And honestly, cleaning up my diet has really helped me not have as bad allergic reactions. But we've had a lot of rain here. It rains, drives out, gets warm, things are growing, just spurting pollen everywhere and doing a lot of lawn stuff, outdoor stuff. So I'm just in that mix. So having some annoying allergies, and one of the things that really exacerbates it is, this is going to go back to social media, is when I don't eat well. And then the other day went to friend's house she invited us over for her daughter's birthday, which, 6-year-old's birthday party. If someone was like, what's your last meal on planet Earth? I'd be like, whatever they serve kids at their birthday parties. You're eating like chips, cheese puffs. I think they had like Chick-fil-A chicken nugget. It was awesome. It's basically what it was. It was awesome. It was everything I could have wanted. And you don't even care because everyone's just talking and the kids are chaotic. So you're just like putting a scoop of ice cream cake in a bowl and just putting Chex Mix on top of it and mixing in some chicken nuggets and just shoving it in your face in a blur so no one else can see it. But they don't care because they're too concerned with their kids running around and screaming. And you get the kids 80 cupcakes and they only eat 2. So you sneak over to the kids' table and you just smash 5 of those down. And then, you blame it on the dog or something. No, just me? Okay. Anyway, ate like garbage. Having a lot of allergic allergies lately. And the garbage eating just exacerbates the allergies. We're driving home and Cassandra and I are talking and like I'm sneezing nonstop. My eyes are watering. We're having this conversation. And I'm like, I can't talk right now. I'm having this epic allergic reaction. And she kind of just stops and looks at me like the insane person I am and just says, why do you do this to yourself? I'm like, I'm an addict. I can't control it. I love cheese. If the moon was made of cheese, I'd eat it. Anyway, so, and I have noticed, like, since I mostly cut out dairy and more of the refined foods out of my diet, my seasonal allergies, like, not even nearly as bad as they used to be. Could be all anecdotal. Could just be the allergens were worse year to year. It doesn't matter. I believe it. That's where we're at. So, the Instagram, man, I just get so annoyed by Instagram and the comments on Instagram and the back and forth on Instagram and the talking heads on Instagram. And I've been doing a good job lately. I basically don't listen to any like opinion podcasts. If there's a podcast out there and most of it is just like talking head pontificating, I don't listen to it. And that's really helped clean up my brain. And similarly, man, I've really fallen off posting on Instagram. I want to share more workout content. But I try really hard. I'm like, I'll just post this thing and I won't look. And I look and everything on Instagram, it's just like, it's so enticing, so alluring. And next thing you know it, you've been scrolling for 45 minutes and you're watching like some AI brain rot of, Donald Trump dressed as the pink Power Ranger, fighting the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And you just couldn't be happier. But it's just, empty brain, soul, emotional, intellectual calories. Why do I do that to myself? And I've been trying to just tune it out lately. I was talking to a buddy today. He's like really toned down on how much news he watches. And deleting the Instagram off the phone and the TikTok. And I'm definitely someone who's like, I still am not in the camp that Instagram is a net bad. I know it's probably a hot take. People are like, oh my God, it's terrible. Destroying society. I don't know why I did that voice. But I actually don't feel that way. But I definitely feel that, like a little Reese's cup every once in a while. Just a little bit. It's not bad. I really believe that. 15 of them in a sitting in 34 seconds, not great. Repeating that behavior, not great. So I've been trying to tune down on the social media because I just find it annoying. It also challenges me because then if I'm not going to listen to that kind of stuff, and I do like to listen to things in the car, it challenges me to like find maybe a little bit more intellectual material that I find engaging. So that's been cool. That's been a good exercise. I really like that. But this was not what I want to talk about. We're 6 minutes in, just rambling. So a couple things. We're going to start, I don't know if I'm going to call it Friday Fitness Files or Fitness Files Friday. But I feel like, I've been just griping about how I feel like I have some level of accumulated knowledge in the CrossFit space and I have nobody to share it with. Such a baby. But I was telling this to a friend recently, and when I heard myself saying this out loud to her, I was like, you're such a dipshit. Just go start sharing it. And if no one cares, that's okay. Because what this is about is you actively just going through the motions of sharing it. So what avenues could I do this? Aside from just posting like workouts and stuff on Instagram, could definitely write. Not there yet. But I was like, I really like the podcast, and I feel like the podcast could use a little bit more direction, especially to help it gain some consistency and build the habits. So I think we're going to do a Friday Fitness Files where I just maybe talk about a topic. So maybe somebody reached out on Instagram, question, something like that. And my experience, in CrossFit might be coaching, might be training, that kind of stuff. So we'll see how that goes. And that'd be a fun little thing to do on Fridays. And so if you have any questions or fitness thoughts or things you just want to go back and forth on or hear me wax philosophical about, please share them. That would be really helpful. What I wanted to talk about today was just the billionaire lifestyle. I am not a billionaire, but I really like to think, I do think that much money breaks your brain at some point. I think when you have so much money that you're removed from consequences of everyday life, you probably become pretty out of touch with it in a lot of ways. Maybe not. I could be really wrong. And I think for those of us that think that billionaires have a real grip on reality is also a little bit, it's a skewed take. But anyway, I was sort of just having a frustrating day at work and then some personal projects I'd been working on. But, I woke up, had a morning, went to coach class. The dogs were good in class. People were happy. They did well. Walked the dogs. Buddy I train with pretty regularly showed up 7:30, 7:45. We do a workout together. We walk the dogs again. Shower, cold shower, really nice, awake. We usually get some sort of breakfast, burrito, something like that. Do a little work from the computer. Days I'm home, same thing. Up early, walk the dogs around the yard, play fetch with the dogs, watch the sun come up. It's quiet, beautiful. And, Cassandra wakes up, or maybe she's up a little early. We go for a walk. We chat. We hang out. She drinks coffee. We chat. Outside, nature, sun, maybe answer some, do some emails from the computer. My point is like this is, I feel blessed as I'll get out. And, a lot of that is just the great fortunes others around have shared with me, advice, support along the way. But the point of this was, and I'll tell you, I don't feel like this about every part of my day. But I will say, like, my days from 5 a.m. till noon are like fucking epic. Like Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow epic. Maybe that's not as meaningful for everybody else as it is for me. But I love it. Fill in the blank for whatever works for you. And usually evenings are pretty cool too. But that 5 a.m. to noon is just like, man, I'm like, I go to bed and I'm like excited to get up, and I get frustrated. I'm like, oh, I stayed up late, didn't get a lot of sleep, but I'm like, I got to get up 5 a.m. Some kind of awesome stuff's happening. Dogs, walks, Cassandra, hang out, chat, friends stuff, workouts, beautiful morning. There's just all of these things that I get to do, and they're so exciting. They're so simple. And I was talking to a buddy, during one of our walks post workout. I just said, hey man, I would like to think that if I was a billionaire, my 5 a.m. to noon wouldn't be any different. Like, that's how good I feel it is. And the more I thought about this, it was relevant and important to me because you can tell I'm getting all excited. Get excited about my foods. Tropic Thunder. It's exciting to me because I get that not everybody has the same 24 hours in the day. They got different things going on. They have different obligations that they commit to. They have different stresses applied to their life. But I think, search throughout your day, look throughout your day. What moments of that day are that billionaire lifestyle? You wouldn't change this if you had all the resources in the world. You could say like, well, yeah, maybe I'd wear different clothes, but that doesn't change the moment. And I think whatever you identify those as, latch onto those. And it's different for everybody, man. For somebody, it might be maybe it's making a lot of money. Maybe it's doing something, who knows what it is. But my point is and I saw this other quote on the Instagram, the greatest place to get life advice, a buddy of mine's Instagram. And I like how he rolls through life. I appreciate it. I love him. He's shared a lot with me, and I hope I've shared some with him. But it said, stop playing it cool. Just be passionate and intense and insane. And whoever sticks around is meant for you. Bang. I loved that. But it was look at your day. Like, maybe you don't have a 5 a.m. to noon like I do, and I know how fortunate I am to have that. But maybe you have a 10-minute, 30-minute, 15-minute, I don't know, whatever you have that gives you that feeling. Like, latch onto that thing. Pay attention to it. Try to nurture it. Maybe you can grow it by 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, days, months. Maybe you can include other people with it. But that's what I was thinking about a lot this week. Like, what are the things that happen throughout my day that just... it's like, given all the resources in the world, I can't imagine changing. And, grow those things and give them a lot of love. Because I think what's funny is a lot of the other stuff that doesn't make you feel like that. What's the point of giving them more energy? And that was the other thing I wanted to talk about, was like sphere of concern stuff. What I was talking to a buddy about, I was calling it concern porn. This is another topic, but like those people who come up to you and they're like, did you hear? They corrupt that billionaire lifestyle. Those moments where like, doesn't matter the resources, I wouldn't change. Anyway, I don't want to go that long on this one. So maybe we'll jump off on that tomorrow. So find those moments in your day that you just see no need to change and you love them, and try to identify how they happen, why they happen, and if you want to grow them. Water those things. Appreciate y'all. Looking forward to Friday Fitness Files.